Hello everyone. Let us continue optical instruments. So today I am going to discuss about angular magnification of compound microscope. In the last session we have studied about simple microscope. So now we can discuss about compound microscope. So we already know about angular magnification, that is m equal to beta divided by alpha. That means the visual angle subtended by image to the visual angle subtended by object, that gives ability of the instrument how much it can magnify the small objects. Now let us derive angular magnification of compound microscope. So what is compound microscope? Why we have to prefer compound microscope? See here, a compound microscope is used for observing highly magnified image of small object. Remember, simple microscope and compound microscope. So these two instruments are used to observe small objects. But here the difference is, in simple microscope we studied two cases. That is, in the first case image is at nearer point, in the second case image is at infinity. But in compound microscope what happens? At least distance only we can get highly magnified image of the object. So that's why we can prefer compound microscope, which gives highly magnified image of a small object at nearer point or least distance of distinct vision. And this compound microscope consists of two converging lenses. In a simple microscope we considered only one converging lens, but here in a compound microscope we are going to consider two converging lenses. Converging lenses means convex lenses. In that, one lens is objective lens and another one is called as eyepiece. Objective lens is denoted by O and eyepiece is denoted by E. So remember, compound microscope consists of two converging lenses and they are objective lens and eyepiece. And angular magnification of compound microscope is given by the equation m equal to minus L divided by F naught into 1 plus D divided by Fe, where m indicates angular magnification, L indicates length of that compound microscopic tube, F naught is focal length of objective lens, Fe is focal length of eyepiece, and capital D indicates least distance of distinct vision. Remember, under normal adjustment or at nearer point we will get a highly magnified image of small objects. Now let us derive angular magnification of compound microscope. So before going to derive angular magnification of compound microscope, let us observe the ray diagram. We already know that compound microscope is having two converging lenses and they are objective lens and eyepiece. Objective lens is having small focal length and it is denoted by F naught. Similarly, eyepiece is having a moderate focal length, that means greater than objective lens, and focal length of eyepiece is denoted by Fe. So these are the two converging lenses, that is objective lens and eyepiece. These two lenses are coaxially held at the free ends of the tube. See here, this principal axis is itself a tube of this microscope. At these two free ends, we are going to consider two converging lenses and these two lenses are fixed at certain distance. Right? Now here I am going to keep object AB just beyond principal focus of objective lens. Suppose if I am going to consider this is the principal focus of objective lens, Just beyond this principal focus, let us consider object AB. This is small object AB having height h. Here, from this object, two light radiations are emitted. So, here the first light radiation is passing through optic center, so it is undeviated. Then come to the second ray of light. Here when it falls on objective lens, two times refraction of light takes place, so that finally it is emerging out, and these two refracted rays are converging at A dash B dash. See here, object is kept just beyond principal focus. Here object distance is taken as u. Focal length of objective lens is f0. Refraction of light takes place. These two refracted rays are converging at A dash B dash. Now, what is A dash B dash? This is image of object AB. So, height of the image, let us take it as h dash. You can observe. So, how is the image A dash B dash here? This image is real because converging of light takes place. So, it is real, and it is inverted because its direction is exactly opposite to the direction of the object. Object is in upward direction, image formed in downward direction, so it is inverted, and also it is magnified. You can observe height of the object and height of the image. So image is enlarged than object. Object is small here, and image we got magnified image or enlarged image. So A dash B dash is real, inverted and magnified image of object AB. Now observe this A dash B dash. This A dash B dash is acting as object for eyepiece. Remember, A dash B dash is image of objective lens, that is object AB, but the same image is acting as object for eyepiece. Now let us imagine this A dash B dash is the object. Again from this object, two light radiations are emitted. These two light radiations are going to fall on eyepiece. This is also converging lens, so that two times refraction of light takes place. Finally, these refracted rays are going to reach the normal or the person eye. So what happens when the person is observing these two refracted rays? For the person, these two refracted rays appear to coming from the point A double dash B double dash. Here there is no converging of light. We got two parallel radiation after refraction through the eyepiece. These two radiations are appear to coming from the point A double dash B double dash. Now A double dash B double dash is highly magnified image of the object A dash B dash for the eyepiece. Right? Now how is the image here? So A double dash B double dash is image of the object A dash B dash. Let us compare these two image and the object. Image is highly magnified. Image is highly magnified, and then it is not real. It is virtual because it appear to coming from the point A double dash. So it is virtual, and also it is erected. See here, the direction of object AB and the direction of image A double dash B double dash. These two are in the same downward direction. That's why the image is virtual, erected and highly magnified. This is the final image which is formed at least distance of distinct vision, because now this compound microscope is under normal adjustment. That means it is adjusted in such a way that the final image A double dash B double dash is formed at least distance of distinct vision. So this is all about the ray diagram related to compound microscope. See here, once again I will repeat the ray diagram. We are going to consider two converging lenses, that is objective lens and eyepiece. Focal length of objective lens is smaller and focal length of eyepiece is moderate, that means greater than objective lens. Here we are going to keep object AB. This is a small object AB. This object is kept just beyond the principal focus of objective lens. From this object, two light radiations are emitted. The refraction of light takes place so that they are converging at A dash B dash. A dash B dash is real, inverted and magnified image of the object AB. And also this A dash B dash is acting as object for eyepiece. From this object again two light radiations are emitted. The refraction of light takes place. After refraction they are not converging, but for the person these two refracted rays appear to coming from the point A double dash B double dash. So here the final image is formed at least distance of distinct vision because compound microscope is under normal adjustment. So that final image is formed at least distance. You can observe here at least distance only we can get highly magnified image, and this is virtual and also erected. Now we have to find angular magnification of compound microscope. Angular magnification means it is given by the equation m equal to beta divided by alpha. We know that beta indicates the angle subtended by image and alpha indicates angle subtended by object at the unaided eye. Remember, whenever you are going to find the value of alpha, always the object should be at least distance. Right? Now let us find the value of m. See here, again you can observe the diagram here. To find the value of alpha and beta, here I am going to shift the object AB at A1B double dash. We are shifting the object AB to A1B double dash. Why we are shifting the object to A1B double dash? Only to get the value of alpha. Always we have to keep object at least distance. Right? So, at least distance of distinct vision, we are shifting the object AB to A1B double dash. Now, the angle subtended by the object at the eyepiece. So, this angle is alpha. And what is beta here? This is the angle subtended by image. So, the final image is at A double dash B double dash. So, now this is the visual angle subtended by image, that is beta, and here alpha is visual angle subtended by object. Object should be at least distance, so that AB is shifted to A1B double dash, that is at least distance of distinct vision. Now we can write the value of alpha and beta. See here, so you can observe the ray diagram. Angle A1 EB double dash. A1 EB double dash, that gives the value of alpha. Similarly, angle for beta here, A double dash EB double dash, that gives the value of beta. So magnifying power is given by m equal to beta divided by alpha. So substitute the value of beta and alpha here. So from the triangle, the first one is A1EB double dash. You can observe the ray diagram. A1EB double dash. Easily we can get the value of tan alpha. Tan alpha is opposite side divided by adjacent side. Opposite side is A1B double dash divided by adjacent side is EB double dash. Similarly, from the triangle A double dash EB B double dash, we can write the value of tan beta. So tan beta will be how much here? Opposite side is A double dash, B double dash divided by adjacent side is EB double dash. So now we got the value of tan alpha and tan beta. So we know that angles are very small. Since angles are very small, therefore tan alpha can be written as alpha and tan beta is equivalent to beta because the trigonometric function is neglected since angles are very small. Therefore, we got alpha equal to A1B double dash divided by EB double dash. Here, observe the diagram. A1B double dash is again object which is equal to AB. So, instead of A1B double dash, directly we can write again AB divided by EB double dash. And also beta equal to A double dash B double dash divided by EB double dash. Now we got the value of alpha and beta. Now substitute alpha and beta value in angular magnification equation, that is m equal to beta divided by alpha. So therefore m equal to, so what is the value of beta? So beta is A double dash B double dash divided by EB double dash into alpha value is how much? AB divided by EB double dash. Let us write it as EB double dash divided by AB. Here EB double dash will get cancelled. So we got m equal to A double dash B double dash divided by AB. Let us take it as equation number 1. So here I am going to multiply and divide by A dash B dash to the above equation. So therefore equation 1 becomes m equal to A double dash B double dash divided by AB, keep as it is. Multiply and divided by A dash B dash. Or we can write it as m equal to, I am going to write it as A double dash B double dash divided by, I am going to write it as A dash B dash into A dash B dash divided by AB. Right? Now you can observe these two equations. So here m equal to, observe the diagram, A double dash B double dash divided by A dash B dash. That means here A double dash B double dash is image, A dash B dash is object for eyepiece. Image with respect to object for eyepiece means it is equivalent to magnifying power or angular magnification of eyepiece. Instead of writing this equation, we can write magnifying power of eyepiece ME into. Similarly, observe A dash B dash divided by AB. A dash B dash is image, AB is object for objective lens. Image with respect to object, that gives magnifying power of objective lens. Let us write it as MO. So M equal to, see here, magnifying power of compound microscope is given by magnifying power of eyepiece into magnifying power of objective lens. Let us take it as equation number 2. Now again concentrate on magnifying power of eyepiece. See here, magnifying power of eyepiece. Here the action of eyepiece is as same as simple microscope under normal adjustment. Both are same here. You can remember the first case of simple microscope. Since the action of eyepiece is just like simple microscope producing image at nearer point. That is first case. Both are same here. That's why instead of writing a double dash b double dash divided by a dash b dash, we can write angular magnification of simple microscope under normal adjustment, because ME is equivalent to simple microscope under normal adjustment. See here, since the action of eyepiece, is similar to, or it is just like a simple microscope that already we studied in the last session, simple microscope under normal adjustment. So both are same here. Therefore, we can write magnifying power of eyepiece as 1 plus d divided by Fe. So this equation we already derived, that is simple microscope under normal adjustment. Here the action of eyepiece and the action of simple microscope both are same. Let us write in place of Me as 1 plus d divided by Fe. Then come to the value of Mo. So what is the value of Mo here? Mo means a dash b dash divided by ab. Observe here, Mo is equal to a dash b dash divided by ab. So a dash b dash is image, height of the image of the object ab. So here we know the equation. Magnification is generally given by the equation Hi divided by Ho, or we can write it as M equal to V divided by U. Here a dash b dash is equal to height of image. So height of image we can write it as V divided by AB is height of object. So instead of Ho we can write U. So Mo equal to V divided by U. But here you can observe the diagram. The object is in the downward, the image is in the downward direction, but object is in the upward direction. Both are exactly opposite to each other. According to Cartesian sign convention, we can apply the third rule. When the distances are measured in upward directions, then it is taken as positive, and the distance measured in a downward directions are taken as negative. So we can write it as minus V divided by U. So this is related to objective lens. So let us take it as V0 and U0, because it is related to objective lens, and this is related to eyepiece. So now we got the value of Mo and Me. So in equation number 2 we can substitute. Therefore equation 2 becomes, we can write it as M equal to Mo into Me. Substitute here. M equal to, Mo means minus V0 divided by U0 into Me is 1 plus d divided by Fe. This is related to eyepiece. So M equal to minus V0 U0 into 1 plus d divided by Fe. Or it can be written as, see here the equation is M equal to minus V0 divided by U0 into 1 plus d divided by Fe. Here in place of U0 and V0 we can write it as, observe the ray diagram. Here the object AB is kept just beyond principal focus F0. It is very close to F0. So here if it is just beyond principal focus, it is very close to F0. So instead of writing U0, I can directly write it as F0, because it is just beyond the F0 value. So distance between optic center to focus is called focal length F0. So now object is very close to F0. So instead of writing U0, directly we can write F0. See here, the object AB is placed very close to principal focus, F0. Therefore, in place of U0, we can write focal length F0. Similarly, image distance, that is V0. Instead of V0, I am going to write it as L. So, L is length of the microscope. So, here V0 is equivalent to length of the microscope. Length of microscope. So, the above equation becomes M equal to minus L divided by F0 into 1 plus D divided by Fe. So, this is angular magnification of compound microscope under normal adjustment. Either you can write this equation, that is minus V0 divided by U0, or we can write the modified equation, that is M equal to minus L divided by F0 into 1 plus D divided by Fe. So, this is angular magnification of compound microscope under normal adjustment.